This presentation, titled Auditing Technology, Shaping and Influencing the Auditing Landscape, comes to us from Mohammad Niazi. Mohammad is Service Delivery Leader Assurance for SII Global, where he leads a strong team of more than 20 third-party auditors. He has more than 19 years of experience as a lead auditor, consultant, and trainer in the fields of quality, environmental, and health and safety, and has led third-party auditing teams in more than 300 organizations. Mohammad is also a third-party lead verifying auditor for ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ASNZS 4801, ISO 18001, and ISO 45001, leading audits in large, diversified industries with extensive experience in engineering, consulting, construction, facilities management, automotive, and electrical industries, providing risk-based process auditing. And with that, take it away, Mohammad.
Thank you, Mike. Today I will be presenting on the topic an insight into the auditing technology which is shaping and influencing the auditing landscape. Let's start this topic. Primarily, there are three main purposes and/or reasons of this presentation. Number one is to understand the current impact of the auditing technology on the auditing landscape. Number two is to reflect on the role of technology which it will continue to play to further exert its influence on the auditing field. Number three is to highlight different aspects of the technology which will improve and enhance the overall auditing life cycle, and at the same time could improve it more for better. Just to put things into perspective, that how technology is changing our world, here are some key facts. About 40% of the world's population have access to the internet now, compared to only 8.2% of US households having a computer in 1984. Hence, there is no surprise that 90% of the world's data was generated within last 2 years. "5G is expected to spice up things much further with its lightning super fast internet speed. In near future, virtual reality and artificial intelligence markets could be worth billions and trillions of dollars." Let's get into some details now. Well, as far as technology and relationship of auditing goes, the impact is no less than a game changer. In the context of auditing, the aspects of technology I will be talking about are basically hardware, software, and connectivity issues in general. But before we discuss these points, it is imperative to understand that use of all proper technology hinges upon adequate information security controls in place. Actually, whole auditing life cycle is surrounded by the adequate information security measures. Here is the basic definition of information security. I will give you a couple of seconds or few seconds to read it. Generally speaking, in today's information conscious environment, the management and care of such information due to the reasons, for example, safety, security, legality, ethics, compliance, is of paramount paramount importance. In the technologically minded world or marketplace, information security is an essential element of good management practice. Plainly, your information is your knowledge and wealth and should not get into wrong hands or must not be used in any way without your knowledge and consent. In auditing terms, apart from putting technical measures in place to protect the information. Other measures, such as non-disclosure statements or agreements between interested parties, are very, very important. Information security measures are essential all along in the auditing process. Or steps such as evidence collection, report writing, and subsequent submissions, and necessary retention of data. Please keep that in mind. All issues and/or technical options being discussed in this presentation should be seen through the lens of information security. Later in this presentation, you will see how information security has come to forefront in the auditing field. Now we will go through those impacts and/or aspects mentioned earlier. I will start with the hardware technology first. Well, gone are those days when you could imagine or do an audit without individually or combination of items such as PCs, laptops, smartphones, mobiles, and network connectivity. Hardware has embedded itself in auditing process and is leading to superior processes and outcomes. Like any other sector, auditing is no different, that hardware technology is impacting it in a very positive way. Personal protective equipment, which are quite commonly used while auditing, have seen improvements too due to technology. The technological advancement in PPEs continue to make auditors, auditee, and anybody involved in the process much safer and healthier than ever. To further emphasize on hardware side of the things, it is important that all stakeholders involved in the auditing life cycle, such as auditee, auditors, certification bodies, accreditation bodies, should keep re-evaluating their process as and when new technology, especially hardware, becomes available. Outcomes will be definitely more efficient. However, it is subjective to cost effectiveness. There is a cost attributed to regular validation, calibration, and training of all personnel involved too. In the current auditing landscape, hardware technology coupled with software technology and connectivity is delivering in spades. To highlight this point, in few moments, we will go through an example too. But before that, let's go through the software impacts of the technology on the auditing field. Software tools such as customer relationship management and enterprise management systems platforms have been phenomenal. Basically, it is quite hard to deliver an audit on commercial basis without a tailored software. Software tools have enabled organizations to manage their end-to-end processes, starting with sales, planning, scheduling, delivery, reviewing, and invoicing. Software-based technology has delivered operational efficiency and optimization. There is no doubt about that. Further, if we are able to apply appropriate software solutions to the whole auditing delivery cycle, which is planning, execution, reporting, and reviewing, this could essentially poka-yoke or mistake-proof the whole system and processes, which will be more, and processes in return will be more reliable, structured, and efficient. Same as in the case of hardware, factoring the cost is crucial. As software don't come cheap, hence aggregate cost-benefit analysis should be conducted before implementing a software-based solution. Effective change management processes should be in place too for a new software implementation or a major upgrade. Online tools have emerged on the scene too. Some of these off-the-shelf softwares or freeware which provide more opportunities to organizations as they are more handy and they help user in the concise and efficient manner through their inbuilt prompts. Again, it will cost you as soon as you want to customize them and to suit to your need. As mentioned earlier, now we will take you through an example where technology coupled with hardware, software, and connectivity is all for intents and purposes keeping the whole industry alive. As you all know, in the current situation, in the face of COVID-19, businesses had to address critical challenge, and that was of their own very survival. Auditing was no different. For auditing field, the question was, how can they remain operational and continue to deliver services when they can't have face-to-face activities? For example, in auditing space, their auditors could not travel and the clients were not at their usual workplaces. The existing use of hardware and software assisted certification bodies to address the critical business challenge. Certification bodies had to accelerate to digitally transform their business to operate in COVID-19 world. This dire situation presented businesses with an opportunity to test methods which may become a norm in near future. The answer to the problem was remote auditing. Remote auditing technique was the savior. New rules and policies were developed literally on overnight basis, and relevant personnel were made aware and trained remotely on remote auditing process. Remote auditing, although existed before, was not being widely utilized. A range of technological options are to be thanked for that, making remote auditing possible at such a short notice. Without the right type of technology, the concept of remote audits would have been quite far-fetched. Tools such as MS Teams, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, WebEx, TeamViewer, all of them combined, also known as information communication technology, were suddenly in huge demand. It is only because of these tools that auditing industry was able to adapt so quickly and remain viable. The effectiveness of the remote audit when compared to traditional audit is still debatable. However, considering the circumstances, the overall process has been a huge success. Also, this may be a gateway to future. Again, looping back to information security, that the control of information communication technology media tools through information security measure is very critical when it comes to remote auditing. Auditors also must have non-disclosure agreements in place and have at least a basic understanding of information security risks so that any information accessed or downloaded is kept within the confines of an audit. At the same time, remote audits should not be confused with virtual audits. Virtual audits are auditing where no auditee are involved. This concept is not fully conceived in management system audits. However, concept of virtual audit in terms of financial audits is being touted as future of their industry. Virtual audits are paperless, electronic audits that are conducted without face-to-face interaction. All data exchanged is in electronic format. Remote audits, on the other hand, have face-to-face interaction via ICT media tools mentioned previously. Well, I believe remote audits are here to stay. But at the same time, it is very, very important to note that is all subjective to the rules and regulations which are governed by the accreditation bodies. It will require a major thought process on their behalf of the body, such as IAF, ISO, and related accreditation bodies, if remote audits are to become a norm in future. Now, a little look into near future. I believe there is a potential where remote audits will gradually be done more often than the traditional audits. However, that will again require a lot of thought process from the accreditation bodies, because the controls and rules and regulations are basically depending upon the types and the industries being audited. Moreover, at this point in time, it is still hard to conceive a full compliant management system audit without a fully interacting auditee. I also see that remote audits could slowly start to shift towards virtual audits too. The way things are moving and technology is expanding, in a far distant future, it could be thought that the auditors could be replaced with artificial intelligence-based software. But perhaps at the same time, you could think that if the auditors are artificial intelligence, maybe they're auditing the robots too. This makes me wonder, maybe at that time, they may not even need standard in the current shape and form. As you know, the foundation of all standards are basically based upon continual improvement, which will be a bit blurry considering artificial intelligence and robots in the scene. And perhaps, yes, it will be a bit binary too. Nobel Peace Prize winning historian Christian Lewis Lange once said, "Technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master." I tend to agree with that, but it's just a food for thought. Now, just a little about my organization, which is SAI Global. We are a global business that have offices in 21 countries. We deliver more than 100,000 audits and training all over the globe in a year. Our services include auditing, inspection, learning and training, product certification audits, and business advisory. For more information, you can go and look at our website. With that, I thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching and listening my presentation. Stay safe and goodbye.
And thank you, Mohammad Niazi, for that look at how technology is shaping the landscape of auditing. And that concludes this presentation.